I was a fighter pilot, the Airbus, and just we get chat along. I never Gandhinagar. Please see. Part of Jamnagar. Okay. Sunny School Balachadi, yes. Okay. So you're from Chittorgarh. So I have many good friends from Chittorgarh from NDA. So yeah, I see that there is very less inclination for those who are hardcore Gujaratis to join armed forces because most of them are business minded. Though in my school we had lot many people who wanted to join, and thereafter uh, few of them did join with me in the NDA. So how we have this interaction is, would you like me to tell something about how my journey has been? Because it might take a very long time. Because I might start from schooling NDA, and it is Air Force itself would take about 10 hours to tell you something meaningful about how it has been. So I'll just briefly cover about my journey in 3-4 minutes or 5 minutes maximum, and then I would let you take a peek into whatever you want to know. Fine. So that appears to be a good strategy, because otherwise it will become a monologue. I'll keep saying, and as such I am a fighter pilot are you used to talk a lot and jam people. I don't want to do that with you guys. So my father was in Indian Air Force. He retired as a junior warrant officer, and at that time, uh, when he was serving, I was born in Adampur in 80. For still first schooling of about 4th class, I was there. Then we moved to Jamnagar. I studied in KV for about a year and a half, and then I joined Sainik School Balachadi in class 6th. I was for 7 years in Balachadi till class 12th. And in class 12th, 11th, I think I had made up my mind that let's try and join NDA. I had no idea of, armed forces. I had seen my father, but I was only looking at what my next step should be, what kind of graduation I want to do, or what kind of life after class 12th, and broadly what kind of life I would have later on. So it's like somebody wanting to become a doctor, he can just think of getting into a medical college. He doesn't know whether he will become a surgeon or a ENT specialist or a pathologist or a psychiatrist for that matter. That is not known. So from that perspective, for any one of you to imagine how life would be in armed forces is very difficult as of now. Very difficult. And for that matter, what he did in Coast Guard or I did in Air Force or somebody did in Navy or somebody did in Army would be totally different. Only one thing will be common, that is the carpet of the kind of life in terms of very, very basic ingredients. They will be common. But what they're doing day to day, that activity and specialization will be totally different. So, having said that, I was only thinking about joining National Defence Academy. So, in class 11th and 12th, I prepared for entrance exams, and I applied for Army for the first time. And my reason was very simple, that Army had more seats. So, my aim was to join NDA. I did not know about Air Force, Army, what it is. My father was in Air Force, but I saw that out of the 350, 400 seats, there are about 250 seats for the Army, some 60, 70 for the Air Force, and 30 for the Navy. So why do waste effort? Just join where maximum seat is there. So I applied for Army, went to Bhopal, I got rejected in the SSB. And I came back crying, I know, 17 years old, not even 17 years old. And somebody who must have been in college, he asked me, क्यों रो रहा है? तो I said, मैं फेल हो गया उसमें इंटरव्यू में. तो he looked at me, बोलता है अभी पढ़ने लिखने की उम्र है, अभी क्या इंटरव्यू दे रहा है? So I came back, and same way my mother also told me, आर्मी में क्यों जाना है? अच्छा हुआ फेल हो गया. So I remember that. So obviously I would have got hurt, I think. Then next SSB I went for was Naval Engineering College. I got good marks in 12th. That is what, which was adequate for getting the initial screening through. NEC, have you heard of NEC, Naval Engineering College? So it's 10 plus 2 BTech. They see your PCM marks, and not biology, PCM only. And if it is above some percentage, they call those guys for SSD. So I went, and that also I could not clear. I went to Bangalore. After that, third attempt was Air Force, which I had filled Air Force because one of my friends had filled the choice as Air Force. So I asked him, तूने Air Force क्यों भरा है? He said, मुझे Air Force में जाना है. मैंने बोला मुझे तो NDA में जाना है. खैर सेकंड चॉइस तेरे नाम की भर देता हूँ क्योंकि तूने Air Force भरा है. ऐसे तो मैं फेल होने नहीं वाला फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में, तो सेकंड अटेम्प्ट में अगर जाना पड़ा तो Air Force आ जाऊंगा. I was that confident. So as luck would have it, I failed in first attempt and passed in second attempt for the NDA. The other was NEC. So I joined NDA, and thereafter 3 years in NDA, 20 years in Air Force. Between that, 1 year was in this place also. क्या बोलते हैं? Air Force Academy, which is the flying training. Now, while I did not clear in first attempt, I had 6 months. So after 12th, at that time, we had selection to class 12th, or based on the marks of class 12th, selection to medical and engineering colleges. So when I went through the selection process based on my exams, I was getting dental seat and engineering. So I took engineering in electronics and communication engineering in Vallabh Vidyanagar. Have you heard of GH Patel College of Engineering and Technology? GSET, it's called. So I was in GSET for about 2-3 months. Our admissions have got delayed, and thereafter I left that once I got selected. So my experience in Air Force has been quite nice. I look forward to those days. After 20 years, I thought of going out for many reasons, which we can go over later on in the interaction. After leaving Air Force, I have worked for 2 years in industry. That is, I am still engaging with them as a consultation on the consultation basis. But this is a time when I am kind of actively detached from practically detached from active work as of now. So on the need to know basis, need basis, the people contact me, those who are engaging with me. So for about 1.5 years, I was actively engaged, wherein I was working with this aviation industry, which was manufacturing drones and all. So it's been quite a monologue. You will fall asleep, I think. Let's have some questions, and anything what you feel like you can ask. I'll elaborate, because when I was in class 12th, my mind was of a class 12th student only. What you see and think, I was thinking only that much, which I'll elaborate once you ask. Okay. So my wife is Jyotsna. I have 2 sons, Siddesh and Devod. They are about 10 years and 12 years old. Okay. Over to you guys. So I have flown for the training part in NDA Super Dimona, thereafter HPT 32, then Kiran Mark 1, Mark 2, thereafter MiG-21s, Type 77, Type 96. Then from there I moved to Mirages. Then I instructed on Hawk aircraft, and thereafter I went to become a test pilot. During my test pilot tenure, I flew Dornier, AN-32, Avro, Jaguar, Su-30, and this thing, Learjet, and I think some more I don't remember.
Sir, I am Sheikh Ali. I would like to know if you have been in any operation, please.
So in 2019, I was in 7th Con, which is in Gwalior Mirage. That time we had participated in Balakot operations, Feb 2019.
So myself, Alaris Ramana.
Hi.
So I have big public access to the news before. Okay. So my question is about, so as an aspirant, so we have some qualities. So once we selected and after training in and we are under training in academies, so they will also provide training to get improvise the qualities. So how we maintain that qualities which we have, and how to improve the qualities in the academy, and how it be help us after continuing courses. From your side, you also told that, so you are a 12 standard student having some quality and also clear SMP, and in India as a cadet you have some qualities. So after commission you have some qualities. So how you manage and how you get into that?
How many of you are just 12th pass and not done graduation?
Only one.
Only one. Rest all are doing graduation or after graduation, a person done graduation. Okay. So as far as I see, in my experience and because we had people who are joining directly NDA also, directly CDS also. He will be more, knowing, he is best fitted to answer such a question. But from my side, little bit what I have seen is there in NDA, SSB still takes a little rough material. They have tolerances, and they would accept some kind of half-cooked leadership qualities.
Trying to say, tradability of an NDA guy is
More, because he has 3 years.
age is young. So mine is still impressionable. So tradability factor goes high. So a guy who's got, let's say, tradability factor for NDA guys will be around 20%. So in the marking system, initial marks is suppose X, 20% grace he gets for trainability. Moment you come to the graduate entry level, the trainability factor goes down to 10 to 50%. Similarly, you have SEO commissions and asset commissions where Jawans are coming at the age of 34, 35. Their trainability factor further goes down. So as your age matures, trainability goes down. That is what.
So academically, it will be stricter, the selection process,
Yeah, accordingly it becomes strict.
from the
Trainability
perspective of,
comes,
है ना? And how you see, frankly speaking, there are some many people have different reasons of joining armed forces. But the bottom line is, you should be aware that there is people who ask me that whether you participated in any operations, or the experience of flying was good. But this is hardly 5% of the entire time which I am spending. Operation is one which I participated entire 20 years, and flying would be, I would have about 2,500 hours. So 2,500 hours of 20 years, if you see, it will be hardly 1 or 2 years, maybe not even that. अगर 24 घंटे को हम 365 डेज से मल्टीप्लाई करें तो वो 2,500 घंटे से कम ही होगा. So in that ways, the rest of the life which is there, that we have to see that from our mind and how we are, we should not be thinking that it's an exciting thing and very, something very spicy you are going to get in armed forces. More than that, it is a way of life. What kind of life you like? Are you looking forward to a very structured, disciplined life where you keep your friends and people around you above you, and you give importance to them? You are a man who likes to work in team, man or woman, whatever. You like to work in a team, and you're not oriented towards, a very, very individualistic approach towards your finances as well as the work you are doing. Then maybe a research-oriented work is better. So those kind of things you should look inwards. If that is the kind of personality do you have, then I think armed forces would make sense, because you always work in team. The pay is very structured. If you are a 80% guy or a 60% guy or a 90% guy in terms of your output, you'll get paid exactly the same, not a rupee more or less in your batch, which is totally against how the fundamentals of economics work outside. Okay, so it really bothers some people. So if you are such person that it bothers you, then definitely that is not the place. So these fundamentals, if I look back at my school days, are still the same. I still think in the similar manner. How you become better, that definitely happens because the experience gives you lot many more instances to learn in terms of how you interface with people, and you learn new skill, new job, new things, you go places. That increases your experience and helps you improve also.
Sir, I have a question regarding the flying. Did you have any near-death experience?
ये वही excitement वाला question आता है ना. नहीं, this is a very these are the only questions will come to our mind, because when we look at armed forces, we see they are fighting, they're doing something, they're flying is dangerous. Yesterday's accident also will get some thoughts like that. So I had many, I would say, and I would also say that we are trained to handle it. Okay, so if I give you, if you do not know how to ride a motorcycle, and I give you and tell you that go and ride it in this traffic, it will be a near-death experience. But if we train you well, then you take that motorbike and you will race with it in the best of the traffic also. Nothing will happen to you. Okay, so whatever armed forces do, it is very, very specialized job, and you are trained for it. You are made to operate in environment which normally people would not operate. Even civil aviation people will not operate in such environment in which military pilots will operate. And that kind of risk is a risk which is you are trained for to take such risk. Okay. So like in Balakot operations, we went from Gwalior, we went to the hills in the north, we did A2 refueling, tanking. Then we went to Balakot, we did the strike and came back, landed at some other place which is Ambala. And all this time knowing that enemy is active. So if you are not trained for it, then there is a very high possibility that you'll get caught. And if you get caught, you get shot. Okay. But you have to ensure that you don't get caught, you neither get shot, and you do your job and come back. So that is, if you are not trained, you don't know the rules of the game, then you will feel that it is risky, it's dangerous. I don't think it is risky and dangerous. It's a specialized job, specialized work. Similar to A tanking is like you would not find it difficult to, even between two cars exchange things. If you want to give your notebook to someone else who is driving in another car, you'll find it difficult. But air-to-air refueling is there is a tanker in the air and you go and connect with that tanker and take fuel from that. Okay. So it's even more dangerous than doing it in the car. But we do it. It's done. Okay. So this near-death experience, there are many instances when happen, and you have instances when your attention itself gets diverted a little bit and you see that, okay, I missed it and I could have averted this thing. And sometimes definitely there are cases when the error margin is very less, and in that near death experience becomes the actual incident only, where someone loses his life. So I had instances. We can discuss one of those later on some other time. But yes, you want to hear about one such instance?
Yes, sir.
So towards the later part of my life, there have been very few, but towards the training part, there were many. So I will just explain to you one when I was in training. This was a mission of tail chase. Tail chase is a practice wherein one aircraft is flying ahead, the other aircraft is flying behind. Okay. And since in the earlier days, the aircraft has gun only in front which can shoot in front. So it's a practice of you to shoot down the aircraft in the front. And what will the aircraft in the front do? It will try to maneuver in a way that it throws you off behind him. You are not, the guy in behind is not able to stay behind. So in this, since I was doing it for the first time in my life, the instructor is in the front, who is there in the front lead, and the chase aircraft is practicing to maintain behind him and remain steady, because when you have to fire, you have to remain steady. Like you have to take a shot at someone, you have to remain steady. No, if you just move little bit, the shot will go here and there. So you have to remain steady and fire on the aircraft, preferably the cockpit. Okay. So while this guy is maneuvering, since I am new behind, the instructor is supposed to take care that he doesn't maneuver very aggressively. In actual case, he will maneuver aggressively, otherwise he will be dead. But during the practice, he is not supposed to maneuver very aggressively. But this guy, I don't know what he thought about me. He was maneuvering very aggressively. So how do you maintain behind? We are told that you have to maintain phase with him. If he is turning left, you have to maintain maximum 30-degree phase off, angle off. Angle off means if suppose this is the aircraft in front, I am behind. So if he turns left, so I can be out of phase only by 30 degrees. You understand phase?
Yes.
Out of phase, yeah. So what happened in this case is he was maneuvering so aggressively that we went first 90-degree out, then 180-degree out. So it's like he is, if this is the front, this is top, he is like this, I am here. He is like this, I am still here. And once he got straight, I was inverted. Now in this, what happens is he is supposed to be in front of you, and he is totally 180-degree out, and I, because I am not maneuvering that much, my speed is also not bleeding and it is going moving forward. He will understand more because he is from the aviation background. And finally he came straight and I was ulta and sliding ahead. I lost him. And when I lost him, I next saw him when he crossed just below me. I was inverted and he crossed like this. And I saw him like this, 2 feet in front of me. And Maverick is all story, okay. So, so that once he crossed below me, no, I tried to look at him again and I could not find him. And then I looked in front, and in this, when I went like this, I kept looking for him and I was like this. So I kept going down, down, down. And when I looked, it was only earth which was visible. And that time the instincts kicked in and I got the throttle back and the airbags out and pulled the stick hard. And we were flying at 4 kilometers that time. That thing was happening at 4 kilometers. When I recovered, I was at 600 meters. Very, very close to ground. Very, very close. And I said, I don't have contact and all. So I don't know what was there in his mind. He told, we have generally RV, rendezvous. RV means rendezvous. So rendezvous means you allocate a point where you both of you come and again establish visual contact, again start whatever you want to do. So he told me to come over one point. We went over that point. I picked him up. He said, okay, join up. I joined up. He said, okay, let's start again. So I was already shivering because of fear. So again we started. I was confused. I thought this much has happened, but it has happened to me. I don't think he realized it. And finally, he again told me to do this thing. Once next time, again we crossed like this, and then he said, "Okay, stop, combat, stop." This is the call we say when we have to stop it. And then he said, "Rejoin." So I came back and rejoined. I remember when I came back. Generally, when we go for a sortie, there is a ops room where there is a flying board and all that kept where people are going and coming back from sortie. So I was sitting there full of sweat and all, and I was shivering, not shivering, shaking. So those were the training days. That time I did not know I did not know that simple instructions, simple thing like this can lead you. It's a very simple mistake to get out of phase, but it could have resulted in death of 3 people. There were 2 people in that cockpit and I was behind. And in that only, the other guy flying with him was a trainee. He was my course mate. So he came, he abused me, NCBC. Well, if you want to die, you kill yourself. Why you want to kill both of us? And he went away. So this was one of the incidents, and it was in early days. I think I was just 1 year.